Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is David Tortellini, and in this video, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite economic principles, something that you can use today to help streamline your real estate business, and that's the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. This principle has far-reaching implications for how we understand success in real estate, from managing your client relationships to marketing and even managing daily tasks. Understanding the Pareto principle can radically enhance your efficiency and profitability. By the end of this video, you'll not only comprehend this powerful principle, but you'll also gain practical strategies on how you can run an 80-20 analysis on your real estate business that will help maximize your career and your life. All right, let's dive into it right now. Again, my name is David Tortellini, and the goal of this channel is to help you learn the best strategies in the real estate industry that will help you thrive in any market and create the business and the life you truly want. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and share it with your coworkers. Then, when you've watched this video, leave a comment about what aspect of your business you want to apply the 80-20 principle to first. Let's begin with the origins of the Pareto principle and how it entered the business zeitgeist. This principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, is named after an Italian economist, Vilfredo Pareto. This principle is based on the observation that in many contexts, roughly 80% of the effects come from about 20% of the causes. The origins of the Pareto principle are tied to an observation Pareto made about wealth distribution in Italy in the late 19th century. In his research, he noticed that approximately 80% of the land in Italy was owned by about 20% of the population. Pareto developed this observation into a principle, which he first published in a paper in 1896. The concept was later generalized and applied to various fields outside of economics. The term Pareto principle was coined in the mid-1940s by a management consultant who recognized similar distributions in quality control issues in manufacturing. He noticed that a large majority of problems, about 80% of them, are often produced by a small number of causes, roughly 20%. Then in 1998, the book The 80-20 Principle by Richard Koch was released and brought this concept into popular culture, where it's been broadly applied across many fields, including business, software, sports, and health, among others. It's now used as a mental model to focus resources and attention on the most impactful areas. So while the 80-20 rule has seen a huge gain in popularity in recent years, this is not a new concept by any means. Leaders throughout the world have been using it with great impact for decades, and so can you. If you haven't read the book, The 80-20 Principle, it's a book that every single realtor should pick up. I'll put a link in the description. Go grab it as soon as you're done with this video. Being in real estate means you're involved in every facet of your business. And for most of us, because we can be pulled in so many directions, we're often not running as efficiently as we could be. We're spending time on tasks that bring little to no value, spending money on things that bring little to no return, and time with low-value clients who distract us from serving our higher-value clients and maximizing our businesses. In order to grow your business and create the lifestyle you want, you have to trim the fat and spend your time, money, and energy in the most efficient way possible. That's why running an 80-20 analysis on your real estate business should be a regular part of your business strategy. The more time you spend analyzing what's working and what's not, the faster you'll grow and the happier you'll be. Let's start by taking a look at how you're spending your time on non-income producing activities. These could include administrative tasks like uploading transaction documents, creating marketing pieces, editing video, stuffing envelopes, putting together pop buys. The list goes on. Some of these tasks are undoubtedly taking up an inordinate amount of time that could be much better spent on tasks that only you can do, serving your clients, prospecting, and maybe even just being a more attentive spouse or parent. Whatever the case, take a look at these tasks from an 80-20 perspective. Of all your time spent on these activities, which 20% of activities are taking up a disproportionate amount of time? Then ask yourself, are you the one that needs to be doing them? Do they even need to be done at all? Can they be hired out to a transaction coordinator, someone on Fiverr? Who can do these tasks other than you? And how much would it cost? If it would cost less to have someone else do them than your time is worth, then it's time to delegate that activity. There are very few tasks in the real estate world that you cannot hire out. So if you're looking for a solution to something, leave a comment and I know we'll find a way to get it done. Now let's do an 80-20 on your lead generation. Where are most of your transactions coming from? Where are your high dollar transactions coming from? Those aren't always the same thing, right? You may have one lead source that provides a lot of deals, but they may be first time buyers or investors, typically lower dollar clients. Then you may have another that brings you just a few deals a year, but when they hit, they're huge. Then you may have others that bring little to no deals at all, but you're spending money on them, or worse, your time, and they're not bringing you any deals at all. It's imperative that you track your deals by lead source and actual income to you, not just GCI, so that you can see what kind of return you're getting for your efforts. Once you're able to analyze both where your deals are coming from and which ones are making you the most money, it's time to figure out which 20% of your lead sources are bringing you the most deals and the most money. Chances are you have 2 or 3 that stand out from the rest. Those are your money makers that will drive your business forward. At the same time, you probably found a couple lead sources that you're pouring time and money into that are bringing you little to no return. It's time to scrap those ineffective lead sources and refocus that energy on the sources that bring you the best return. Why spend a single minute or a single dollar on something that isn't bringing you a return when that minute or that dollar are so much more valuable spent adding onto your top lead sources? For example, if you're great at converting for sale by owners, but you just can't seem to land a lead at an open house, then stop doing open houses. If you're going to spend a Saturday or Sunday working, you should be spending it doing what you do best, and that's calling for sale by owners. If you're spending thousands of dollars on pay-per-click leads and you stink at converting them, but you crush it with your sphere through pop buys and client events, then why are you spending all this money on web leads when you can double or triple down on your sphere interactions? You need to know what's working for you and what's not, and then not be afraid to cut a few things loose. The key is to then refocus that time, money, and energy that you were wasting into generating leads from the sources that will grow your business. Now let's look at time management. Not all transactions are created equal when it comes to how much time you have to put into them. You're going to have deals where you spend 10 hours of total time or less on the entire deal from start to finish. You'll have other deals where you spend so much time on them you barely make minimum wage. Take a look at all these deals from an 80-20 perspective. Is there a common thread among the deals that take up very little time? For most agents, they're going to be listings. You may go meet with sellers a couple times before listing. Maybe you come back again with the photographer, though you don't necessarily have to. Then it's review listing paperwork, which you can do over the phone, put out your marketing, and from there it's negotiating with the agents on offers, and then communicating with the sellers throughout the course of the transaction. If you have someone who does your sign and lockbox installation for you, you may not ever have to go back to the property to take those down. On average, working with sellers will save you a ton of time. The other fast transactions could come from investors who write sight unseen offers. Anytime you can write an offer without even getting in the car is a good thing, as long as your offers win at a decent enough clip. You certainly don't want to have to write 40 or 50 offers to get one, but if you write 10 offers from your laptop while sitting on your patio enjoying your morning coffee and get a deal, that's pretty great. This is just an example. Of course, you'll have other buyer transactions that come together very quickly and require less of your time, but it's usually hard to know when those deals are about to happen. Once you've analyzed your past transactions, you'll be able to figure it out and go after more of those clients. Now that you've discovered what types of clients are taking up very little of your time, it's time to take a look at the clients that take up an inordinate amount of your time. Chances are they're buyers of some sort. Just getting in your car and having to drive out to showings is a huge time suck. The farther away they want to look, the worse it could get. And of course, that's totally relative. If you're in Manhattan, you may not want to go anywhere you can't walk to. And if you live out in the country, you may have to work anywhere in a 2 or 3 hour radius. You'll know what it is for you, and you need to stop it. Find a referral partner out that way, or hire a showing assistant to deal with showings outside your preferred radius. Now, traveling a long distance may not be what's eating up your time, but even just having to show 20 or 30 houses to someone over an extended period of time can eat up countless hours. It may be time to stop showing property altogether. Or maybe you have a seller type, like REOs, who take up a lot of time with little return. Regardless of who it is, I guarantee there's a type of client out there that's consuming way too much of your time. You need to do the 80-20 on your personal business and figure out who that is, and then find a way to pass that business on to someone else so you can use that time more effectively. Last is your emotional energy. Stop doing the things you hate and do more of the things you love. There's a lot about this business that can just wipe you out emotionally. The stress and the anxiety can be absolutely crushing, but real estate doesn't have to be like that. It should be a fun and empowering business. Use the 80-20 approach to determine what about this business you strongly dislike or brings you down. Maybe that's an emotionally abusive client or a type of client you just don't mesh well with. Maybe it's your coworkers who don't support your vision. It's time to get those aspects of real estate out of your life. Then use the 80-20 to determine what brings you joy in this business and makes you feel on top of the world, and adjust your business to do more of that. If you do it right, you'll be so busy doing the things you love with the right people, you won't even have time to do the things you hate. And it'll be much easier to hire out those tasks or pass that responsibility or client on to somebody else. Okay, that's the 80-20 rule and how you can apply it to your real estate business in order to create growth and happiness. There really isn't any aspect of your business you can't 80-20 and then dig deeper and run it again and again until you're focused only on the absolute most important tasks that bring you the best return and the most joy. You don't need to just apply it to your real estate business. You can 80-20 your life and most aspects of it too. You can use it to eliminate bad relationships in your life. You can use it to improve your workouts. Try it on everything. The Pareto principle is a powerful tool and one that should be constantly at the top of your mind anytime you're about to take on a new task or client or introduce a new segment into your business. If it's not going to be part of the 20% of inputs that bring 80% of the positive outcomes, then think twice about whether or not you should be doing it. That's it for this video on the Pareto principle. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is David Tortellini. I'm with eXp Realty. I would love it if you liked this video and shared it with all of your fellow agents who need to hear what we talked about today. Then subscribe to this channel for more videos that I hope will help you thrive in real estate and in life. Now that you've watched the video, leave that comment on what aspects of your business you need to run an 80-20 analysis on first. Where do you need to focus your energy in the next 90 days? Then, if you're looking for a change, or maybe you're getting licensed now and in search of your first brokerage, I'm partnering with agents around the world at eXp. You can learn more about partnering with me at teamtortellini.com. I'll have a link in the description, along with a link to my Calendly if you just want to jump on a call. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon. See you then.